Welcome to Learning with RJ. Today we are going to learn about introduction of software engineering concept. So first we discuss what is software. It's a combination of programs, documentation and operating procedures we say. So these are the components of software we say. What is program? It's a set of instructions. What is documentation? What are the functional requirements we want to deliver our software product? All the documents might be specified in this. Then operating procedures, how we will operate the software product, all those procedures we might be included here. All these consist of software. Here we are going to discuss about all these topics. Introduction about software engineering concepts, and software development life cycle concepts, and what are the types of models in that SDLC. The next process model. Process means what are all the activities which we might be included while developing the software products. All these topics we are going to discuss now. The term software means it's a set of programs to provide a desired functionality. You see, it's the term software which specifies set of computer programs, procedures which will be associated with various documents like flowcharts, data flow diagrams, manuals that describes the program, how they are going to be used, how they are going to be used. So software generally we say it's more than a program, so all the programs are subset of a software. So how the instruction procedure has to be executed, everything is given in the software. In this software, we have components. What are the components? Program, documentation, and operating procedures. Generally, we say program, it's a set of instructions. Set of instructions means the combination of source code and object code. Source code means program codings, and object code means machine code. Then, what is documentation? Documentation is whichever the written material which represents various types of manuals. For example, data flow diagram, use case diagrams, we can say, flow charts, ER diagrams, all these we might be mentioned in the documentation. The next one is operating procedure. Operating procedure, which means it is a step by step instructions which has to be given to the system. The system has to respond. All those operating procedures has been given in that document. So these are the components of software. Operating procedure means it's a step by step instructions compiled by an organization. What for we are giving step by step instructions here to carry out a specific routine operations. We need step by step instructions. So, what are the components we need to execute a software? First of all, we need code. What do you mean by code? Which means the instruction that a computer executes to perform a specific task, or we say it's a set of tasks. The next data. So what software has to be manipulate or to use is we need data to execute a software product, we need data. Then what is user interface, which means a end user can interact with the software. For example, front end design we say, which consists of buttons, menus, text fields we can say. So user interface, a end user can interact with the software by giving commands, external commands, by giving instructions using this graphical user interface, buttons, menus, and text fields we can say. The next, libraries. What do you mean by library? It's a pre-written code. It's a pre-written code that can be reused by the software. So various library functions we can use. Various library functions we can use. The next documentation. This documentation which specifies it's a user manual and guidelines how we can use the software, how we can maintain the software for our specific routine task. So these are the operating procedures in the software. So characteristics of software. Now we are going to learn about what are the characteristics of software. So for software products may be developed on the basis of customer demand only. We have software product as generic products and customer products. Generic products in the sense available standalone applications are there. Customer products in the sense on the basis of customer requirements we give software product. For both the software products we need some characteristics. This is what we are going to discuss. So, what is software? It's a set of programs. Software has not been manufactured, it's engineered. Why? Because we are saying software is engineered, because software is intangible. So, software does not wear out. There is no failed components, must be re engineered. So, software does not wear out. Failed components must be re engineered, not be manufactured. So, these are the characteristics of software. Software is intangible. Software is intangible. What do you mean by intangible? Means there is no mass, value, color, no volume, color, no order. It cannot be touched. Intangible, which means it cannot be touched. The next, maintainability. So, what do you mean by maintainability? The software has to available for changing the needs of customers. It should meet out the needs of customers. That is called maintainability. What the customer has been demanded, that need has to be satisfied. That is called maintainability. The next one is usability. So, what do you mean by usability? It should have appropriate user interface and enough of documentations. Why we need documentation? It specify the guidelines how to use the software product, that is comes under usability. Then dependability. So what is dependability? It means reliability. It should provide some secure to use the software without causing any system failure. That is called dependability. So these are the characteristics of software, which means software should be intangible, it should be maintainability, it should be usability and dependability. If all these characteristics has been satisfied in the sense, then only it will be a good software product, we say. To discuss about some more components of software in the operating procedures. It's a step-by-step instructions as we have already discussed. So in that, one of the component is test cases. So what do you mean by test cases? Some set of inputs and specified conditions and what is our expected output all has to be used to test the software to check whether the correctness is available or not, and reliability to test the software for its quality, correctness and reliability. We use test cases. Then next one is configuration files. So what is that? Configuration files means which contains the settings and parameters how to configure the software to run in a specific environment. For example, if you wanted to use a software product, first we should install the specific software environment. So that we have to check. For that we need one aspect called configuration files. Then next one is build and deployment scripts. Build and deployment scripts. The scripts are any tools to build a package, to deploy a software depends upon the different environments. For example, some software products, some will use in desktop, some other will use in tablets, mobile phone, irrespective of different machines. We have to check the tools which is used to be built and deploy the packages. The next one is metadata. So, what is metadata? It's a information about the software, such as what kind of software versions is there, author, copywriting information. All these data has been mentioned in metadata. So, all together, once again, we summarize the points of operating procedures. In that operating procedures, we should include test cases, configuration files, build and deployment scripts, and metadata. What is software? It specifies the set of computer programs, procedures, which can be associated with various documents like flowcharts, manuals, which describes program and how they are going to be used. That is called software. In this software, we represent two aspects. One is process, then another one is project. Process means set of sequence of activities to be executed to achieve a common goal. This process is defined by cycles like software development life cycle from the scratch to deliver a quality of software product. What and all activities we might be gone through, all those things has been mentioned in this process. So the process also has a beginning stage, middle stage, and end stage. However, this life cycle repeats over an average period of time until we have to be finished the software development products, right? See, for example, what are the process activities? We can say planning, analysis, designing phase, testing, then implementation and maintenance. These are the various process activities we might be saying. The next one is project. This project is defined by a fixed time, scope, and resources. What are all the resources we have? How to we deliver a product within a limited period of time? So we have some common goal to execute. So to incorporate the day-to-day process of the companies, solving the demand of customers' requirements, everything we included in this project. So project is defined by a fixed time. Within that time limit, we should deliver a product. That is project. Process means it's a sequence of activities to achieve a goal. Software crisis, which means difficulties in developing reliable, on time, and on budget software system. Okay, so these are the aspects which might be included in software crisis based on size. Software is becoming more expensive and more complex based on the size of the software. For example, every year the consumer product codes will be doubled. The next one is quality. Quality means many software products have poor quality. If the particular technical writer delivers a poor quality software, which means they are ineffective in testing techniques. So that is one of the crises. The next one is cost. So software development is very costly in terms of time taken to develop and how much money we are going to invest there. That is based on cost. The next one is delayed delivery. So, what is this delayed delivery? Serious schedule overruns are common. Very often, software takes longer than the estimated time to develop, which leads to a cost shooting up, which means how much fast we are delivering, not a problem. But if we delay the delivery of software product, then it also might be a software crisis. So, these are the four aspects of software crisis. Software engineering. Now we are going to discuss about the definition of software engineering. Software engineering means it's a systematic approach, structured approach to develop, operate, maintain the software. To maintain the software, we need one systematic approach that is called software engineering. See, this definition is given by IEEE. What do you mean by software engineering? We can say systematic, it might be a disciplined, quantifiable approach for the development, operations of a software, and maintenance of a software. That is called application of engineering to the software. What are the goals of software engineering here? What are the goals means first quality, to improve the quality of a product. One next one is to increase the productivity. The next, to give a job satisfaction to the software engineers. If the software engineer can able to deliver a good quality software, then only their job will give satisfaction. These are the 3 points mentioned as goals of software engineering. So every software engineer has to be keep in their mind all these goals. If a software product satisfy all these goals, then it will be a high quality software product. A software engineer's duty is to deliver a high quality product for the customers. So we have to follow this kind of goals in software engineering.